Hello, everybody. I'm Toby Schifsky. I am the Executive Director of Real Estate Education for Dearborn Real Estate Education in Kaplan. And I want to thank you for being here. Kind of an exciting time for us right now. We're upgrading. We're upgrading our platforms. And today we're going to be talking about the upgrades and enhancements happening to our learning management system. And so, which is tied to RE Campus. So if you're an RE Campus partner, this is right up your alley. You're going to want to know this. This is kind of the student experience and what's going to be changing for them. And the changes are coming along pretty quick. The good news is we know everything in here works because it's had extensive testing. And I'm kind of excited to show you the screenshots worked out pretty good. I'm not super brilliant at screenshots, but just know that all of you who are participating will get sent out not only the video, but you will all also get basically a packet that's going to show you all these different screenshots and the changes that you're going to be able to take. And because ultimately, in the end, you're going to need to kind of convey these differences, these changes to your students, because one day students are going to show up and when they go into the learning management system, the dashboard, the homepage, all those things are going to look one way, and then the next day when they go in, it's going to look different. And that day is coming up. That day is in August. And so let's do this. Effective Tuesday, August 8th, your RE Campus students' learning management system experience will look different. And we're going to cover those differences. And it's going to take about 30 minutes. It'll be pretty quick. Always ask questions in the chat, and I'll be able to get them to you. I know Chris Robinson is here. He's going to be our moderator. He's our national account director, salesperson for Dearborn. He's going to be able to answer your questions. And actually our product manager is on also. That's Kate Wagner. And so she's the product manager for Dearborn. And if you have a deeper question, she'll be able to help you there also, or even we'll get back to you if you have a question that needs to be answered. So the idea here is we're just going to kind of give you what these changes are, and then you're going to have some more material and tools to talk to your students about it. And you may say to your students, nothing. You might. I think you probably want to give them some sort of a heads up and a warning, but the navigation is not, in fact, the navigation is easier. So what we've looked to address is some of the problems that come up, some of the challenges students have finding their resources, their assets, their course access dates, well, when does my course expire? What about my own, information? How do I access a course from within a course? Like I want to get out and I got to go back to this. And what do those icons all mean? We got these big, bold icons. And well, the new look changes that. And so we're going to go ahead and jump into it. All right. First, I got a question for you, and it's a poll question. So everybody gets to play along, because I know, and once again, these are all anonymous, so nobody else sees what you answered. But I just want to get an understanding of who's on here today. I know a lot of you, which is great. But first off, question. Our school currently uses RE Campus. I'd like to know who's using, who isn't, and then, gosh, you know what? Because we have some people on here who are looking at starting a school. And so if you don't even have it yet, but get me signed up, go ahead and check that answer. So here's what's happening. I'm going to go ahead and launch the poll. All right. You should all be able to see the poll. I'll give it about 5-10 seconds for you to answer. So please take a second. If you're on your cell phone and you're watching, you might have to just slip to the next screen and tap the button, but it'll be right there on the screen. RE Campus partner. Our school currently uses RE Campus. Yes, no, or holy moly, contact me now. Now, you probably even say better than that after this presentation, I hope. So, all right. Look at that. All right, we got quite a few. All right, so I'm going to end the poll. And like all polls we do, I will share the results with you guys. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share the results. So we got about 54% of you said yes. Fantastic. You're already in. Good. Yeah, you're going to, like I said, you're going to need to ask that question. Do I want to tell my students or do I not? I would, but and we're changing it on the retail side of our business for Kaplan also. So no, look at that, 32%. I don't use it. So they're here. They may be thinking about it, wondering what's going on. And then, yeah, you know what? I already know I want it. I got 14% of you say, come on, give me a call, get me set up. All right, very good. All right, stop sharing that. And let's do this. All right. So first and foremost, I'm just going to kind of click through a couple of these comparisons. So homepage, first time you log in, what does it look like? You got a list of courses. In the old world, it's all these kind of green arrow, yellow arrow, blue, and frankly, the arrows meant nothing. The colors meant nothing. There was it's just colorful. And so now today, you're actually going to get a list, and you can scroll through your list. If you look over on the right, you're going to be able to scroll through the list. And then I'll show you in a little bit how this list really kind of plays into what their experience is. So you're going to get rid of these icons that mean nothing, and we're going to go to a list of courses. And then once you click on the list, it opens up your dashboard, your course dashboard. And the dashboard, that's when you actually click into the course and it opens up. This is what the current dashboard looks like, right? You got this for my course. I've got wait, hang on a second. This is the dashboard button. You know what? That's funny. This is, I'm going to do this a little differently. Hang on a second. So, yeah. So here's what we're going to do. I got to back up 1 second. All right. I'm all excited about this, but I'm going to, the big question we get from a lot of people is, what's the difference between home and dashboard? Home is where all your courses are listed, and the dashboard is actually all the assets for your course. And so from within the course, like here, we are within the course in the table of contents, and we're actually looking at the table of contents. If I want to go back and see all the assets that are in my course, like not only table of contents, but I want to see if there's a survey I have to do, or if there's any practice exams I can do, or if there's any books like PDFs delivered within the course, things like that, I actually have to hit dashboard and go back in my course experience. And that dashboard is a big green button up there, and it seems very, very, very clear, very front center, but it's surprising how many people miss that. And so in the new world, within your course table of contents, this is what it looks like inside the course table of contents. You're actually going to have, and this is a course which should be interesting to some of you if you don't know, but this is the Utah mandatory residential course, which we just got approved actually last Friday from the Utah Real Estate Commission to be providing wholesale courses for Utah licensing. So if any of you are interested in Utah, we now have that course available. And so table of contents is here, but the My Dashboard button is now right up where the meat of where people generally look in a course, which is on the left-hand side. And a couple interesting things that happen here within that side. If you can see here it is within my own table of contents in my course. And if I actually wanted to go back to the list of all my courses, in the old world, I'd have to go and hit a home button, which was an icon in the upper right corner. But in the new world, it's right here on a left-hand nav. See this where it says Utah Mandatory Residential Course? That's just the first, and there's a little drop-down arrow here. And people, when you click that drop-down arrow, it actually brings up all your other courses that you have access to. You can click right onto the course, and it'll drop you into the dashboard of that course. You don't have to go all the way back out to a home page and separate yourself from your learning experience. Everything, we tried to kind of compress everything so your tools are all in one spot. More of kind of like a web page experience, as opposed to, and now I got to navigate all the way back here to get back into a door to come into the class. So we've looked to eliminate people having to hunt and peck and search from the first moment they go into the learning management system. All right. So here's your current dashboard once again with these big kind of goofy icons. This is, I've clicked into my course. I'm in my course, and it's got all these goofy icons. And if you look over here in the top right, see that little home icon? That's gone, because that's what you used to have to hit to go to find a list of all your courses. Now, remember, go back a page. You're just clicking the button under your course listing, which is on the left-hand navigation of your learning management system at all times. You can get to it from anywhere. All right. So it goes from this to this, a little different. Now, if we're going to zoom in and actually kind of, this is a table of contents, but if I really want to just zoom into the dashboard like this, which currently is icons. This is Kentucky Real Estate Principles. If I click on this yellow button, I go into the table of contents. But in the new world, it's going to look like this. There is no yellow icon. It looks like this, which is, and I don't know if you can see it. We've tried desperately to make this very, very clear. And it is clear when you're in the LMS, but Introduction to Real Estate Investment course version 2.0, it's the first thing that pops up in the LMS for your students under their individual course dashboard, and they can click on it right here, and it goes into the actual coursework, the table of contents. It'll take them right back to where they were when they first left off, or if they haven't started, it'll take them right to the beginning. And there's a line that connects these two. And this little line actually helps for navigation. Students realize I got to do this first, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do this. So introduction to the course, they click on its table of contents. Then they have to do the final exam, and then they have to sign an affidavit in order to be completed. They have to affirm the affidavit. So the new dashboard really has a left side and it has a right side. And this is important because we're going to get to mobile compatibility a little bit later. This platform, the biggest change that I feel as an educator, these things are all great that I'm showing you right now, and your students should understand this. They should. And it's pretty self-evident, but they should understand that a change is coming, and that, you know, these things are going to help them navigate it. It's going to be better. But the biggest thing I think that we're going to find in this whole deal is the mobile compatibility. And I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. That's when I got excited about. So, but back to this, there's a left side and a right side. And the reason this was important for our mobile discussion in a little bit is that on the mobile phone, you're gonna, the default is to start with the left side navigation. And then there's a tab in the mobile that you click the tab and it'll show you all the right side navigation. And the reason the right side navigation is important is because your completion instructions are over here, right? And then there's and then as a course has additional resources, all the additional resources line up over here. So like view your certificate once you're completed, or if there's additional practice exams, or there's books you want to, you know, all that kind of stuff can be included down this right-hand nav. But for the mobile discussion, we'll kind of get into that a little deeper. But this is what it looks like inside the course. Much different from here. This is the old one. Here's the new one, right? And if I zoom in, you can kind of see the line a little bit better that connects these. This is just a little zoom in of the left side. Here's a zoom in of the right side, a couple things. Study tools or additional resources. So study tools actually line up under additional resources. So there's two places for people to go. Study tools and under additional resources. It'll just line up down the right side of the page. Very clear. Completion instructions are always there, so they can click on the completion instructions. Also up here, your back to your own account. Like this is the DE demo. This is our development editor demo account, but the student's name would be up there, their personal name account, and then they click in there and all their account information is there. That's in the top right-hand side of the new dashboard. It is very similar to where it is currently, just a little different icon, a little cleaner look. All right. And once again, here's your completion instructions today and in the future up here on the right-hand side that I just talked about. It's the same picture, just kind of clicking it out. A lot of people have a problem finding completion instructions. So, but not here. This tends to be a better spot. People look for it here, which is good. All right, access periods. Currently, on our access periods, it's out on the homepage. Remember those goofy arrow buttons that mean nothing, the color? We have no, you know, just somebody picked it and put it in. You have your access periods are shown there currently. In the new world, they're actually going to be shown within the course. So when you're in the course dashboard, you'll know exactly when your access period ends. It's not going to be a mystery. They're not going to call saying, how do I know how much access time do I have left? It's in the course. And because we get a lot of those calls. So that should help solve that problem also. All right. Let's see here. Icons, the change in icons. So we go from an old school icon, these kind of colorful icons, to new icons. I think they're icons. They're pretty self-explanatory. One thing we do is if you're in a state that has proctored, we've actually called out distinctly to say proctored, because we've had people who, go in, they realize it's a proctored exam, and they didn't get a proctor, and they did it themselves. They had no idea. So now it's going to be called out a little more specifically in order to slow them down from doing something they shouldn't do. Question, Rose, when will this change start? August 8th. And so we will need to update our PowerPoint templates. Rose, feel free to talk to Chris Robinson about that in a chat. You can do it here if you want in a private chat, or you can put it on the public deal. But we're going to be sending you out some information that you can use in order to inform your students. But really the key here is that the icons have changed, but they're, once again, tried to make them more self-explanatory, and also they generally have a name by it for what they do. So not too big of a leap for people. All right, so now we're moving into a very, I think, an interesting part of the conversation, and that is mobile compatibility. And I have a poll question for everybody. If you would, please like to have you play along. But the poll question is, what % of your students don't even own a computer? We surveyed students. I'm going to share our results from, it's 3 years ago, but it was a pretty extensive survey. But I'm going to share what those results are with you after this. But once again, this is anonymous, and take your best guess. And I'll share mine. I don't know what the exact number today is, but I know what it was 3 years ago for our customers. And so I'm really interested in what you think, because once again, I think the biggest change for us is going to be the mobile compatibility for the student experience. All right, so here comes the poll. What % of your students don't even own a computer? You got 5%, 15%, 30%, 50%, or more than 50%. I mean, they don't have a laptop, they don't have a desktop, they don't have a computer. They're on their phone or a tablet, right? They're on some operating system that's not desktop, right? It's phone or tablet, or their desktop or laptop. Go ahead, take your best guess. Best guess. Look, we got some really good answers coming in. Nice, nice. All right, here we go. 5, I'm going to end the poll. 4, 3, 2, and I'm going to share. And then I'll share our results. All right, so look at that. 40% of you say, gosh, it's less than 5%. I mean, it's 5% or less. Some are in there, some are up to 5% of the people don't have. So 1 out of 20 doesn't have a computer. And then we go to 15, right? So we got 3 out of 20 don't have a computer. We got 16% of you say that. 30% say, you know what? For 30%, we have 28% of the people say, gosh, like almost 1 in 3 don't have a computer. It's a pretty big jump. And then some of you, look at 4% have said, well, actually, one of you said 50% of the people who we see don't have a computer. That's really interesting. And then more than 50%. How about that? Even a higher number, 12. Here's the scary thing. 3 years ago, we did a poll. 3 years ago, just before COVID, 28% of our customers don't own a computer, not a laptop or a desktop. 28%. I thought that was amazing. And I think the trend is going up. I think we're over 30% now, if I had to guess. And it's probably not even close. It's probably way more than that don't even have a computer. And so for us, super exciting about this move for our LMS and our move to mobile compatibility. So here we have kind of what it's going to look like. I've showed you what the old dashboard was like, and I think if you've tried to do it on a phone before, you can see it kind of jumbles, it kind of moves, it kind of scrambles, and it depends on which browser you're using this. Well, this new version of our learning management system is mobile compatible, and she'll go be device agnostic. And so what does it look like? Well, it looks like this. If you look at the first picture on the left-hand side, it lines up just like the course dashboard did in the new version on the desktop, except for one thing. If you look here, see where it says product dashboard right there in the light blue? This is the tab we're on in the phone, and you have to click the right side where it says requirements. So if you look on the second picture on the right side, where we've clicked the requirements page, and it moves us over to the right side of the big dashboard. So on the desktop, it's left side, right side. On the phone, it's left tab, right tab. Pretty straightforward. And so, and all your coursework and everything adjusts within the window. So video player, the text base, everything adjusts within the window. So now, with that, I got to say, there's still the caveat. I know some of you are in states where if you get disconnected, because everybody always asks, what about a final exam? I know for some of you, if you're in a state that gets if you get disconnected during a final exam, it counts as a failure. I would not advise anybody taking their test on their phone, especially if they're moving or, you know, it's any such sketchy, whatever. I still think you're going to want to be planted in some place where you can. Now, can they do it? They can do it on their phone. Double adjust to the screen. It should. But the tricky part is if you're in one of those states where if they get disconnected, it's counted as a failure. I'm not sure I would advise that they take it on their phone still, because you never know. Somebody, I was in the back of the Winnebago, you know, going down the road, and I wanted to finish my exam, and it kept failing. So still got to use your head, and it's about connection, and it's about making sure that, you know, the expectation is set appropriately for students. And so in other states, you need to have a proctor. It might be a little tricky taking an electronic exam proctored on your phone. All right. So that's another tricky thing. So if you have a proctoring service and you have to, you know, be able to share your screen with the proctor, then you're going to still need to be on a desktop and a laptop. So there's a couple caveats with this, but for the coursework, for all practical purposes, you should be in really pretty good shape as long as you have a connection. The one last thing, and really it's all about connection. The one last thing is this: even though it looks great and it's on your screen, if you are also in a state that has enforced seat time, you have to have a connection all the time with their service in order to accurately track seat time. So if people are moving around, they're on the train, they're in a bus, they're, you know, and they're disconnected for a second and come back in, they may not get credit if they were disconnected. You have to stay connected. I think that's the key. And you know what? I don't have a way around the connectivity issue. That's a regulator saying you must be connected, you must be active. And so that's just an extra step that you have to be mindful of if you tell people you can go ahead and use your cell phone. It's about connectivity. So enforce seat time, you got to be tricky, got to be in a spot that you make sure you have connection. Final exam, if you're in a state that says you fail, if you get disconnected, I would not advise using the phone. And then third, proctoring. So if you're in a proctored state, then I would also advise that you're using a laptop or desktop if it's an electronic proctored exam. All right. So with that, I mean, to me, this is a bit of a game changer, just with the experience for the students and the comfortableness that we now will have being able to direct students to mobile, as long as they understand, like I said, the connectivity issue, and then any of the end of course requirements for final exam. That's the only other really tricky part. And frankly, if you were sitting in a bubble and you were in a perfect world, you should be able to take the entire course on your mobile device. The entire thing shouldn't be a problem. All right. So super exciting. I'm looking for questions. So does anybody have any questions on anything that we've covered so far? or want to see anything back again, we can do that. Once again, we're going to be sending out a little packet. We'll also send out this video, and then you'll be able to go in and see it. So, sign up for a course and go in and take a look at it. You probably already got your accounts. You're going to be able to see how this changes, and it will change on August 8th. All right, so RE Campus will receive an email, including the PDF flyer with LMS dashboard update information. They'll be sent to you Thursday, so on the 27th. And again, on 8/3, because we know not everybody gets to those emails. And then once again, that LMS experience will take place on 8/8. The last thing I'll leave you with is the change. This is the first change. It's upgrade and an enhancement to the student experience. And it is, it's better. And the mobile is it. And that's just part of the upgrade and enhancement to RE Campus. And RE Campus itself will be going through an upgrade and enhancement also this fall. And if you're already a participant in RE Campus, you will be reached out to and asked to participate in one of 3 phases that we're doing to roll out the new RE Campus enhanced experience. And so that is coming. And that new enhanced experience is basically a new look, a new e-commerce experience, some new administrative tools, even automated extensions that you don't have to do anything. Students can select the extensions, and the system is smart enough to know if they should have them or not. So there's some enhancements coming to RE Campus, and you will all be notified individually about what those are and what the plan is for helping you migrate to that new existence. But just understand, it's a 2-step process. It's the LMS first, and then RE Campus comes second. And most of those should all be in place by the end of the year. All right, what about self-study taking place in August in New Jersey? Oh, look at that. Yeah, I know. We did get word. So New Jersey, if you're in New Jersey, I'll just give a quick hitter. It looks like there's been a replacement of a commissioner. It looks like you have a new commissioner. The old commissioner of banking and insurance, which real estate sits under, they made a decree essentially that said, listen, asynchronous self-study online education is going to be available for New Jersey come August. In fact, I didn't put a date on it, like August 29th. And of course, we'll be prepared for it. We are prepared for it. We have a course, we built it, but it seems that somebody stepped out, and then not everybody else at the department was on board, who actually had to execute the management of all these courses and the approvals and all that kind of stuff. And so we just did receive word about a week ago that that's being delayed. And so the August date is not going to happen. It doesn't mean it's over, but that has been delayed, and more news, it will be forthcoming. That's all I got. And in the meantime, a new commissioner has been set in place. And so it depends on probably that commissioner's drive. It probably depends on the commission's ability to actually, regulate the new product. And but just know we are in a position to have that product if and when it becomes a part of the marketplace in New Jersey. So if we couldn't use RE Campus, will we see the changes on August 8th or later on in the second phase? If you currently use RE Campus, the only changes you're going to see August 8th are the learning management system changes. No other changes, okay? Those will come later, and you'll be notified. I think those first changes for the first group of people will happen sometime later in September, and they're pretty straightforward. They're pretty good, and you will be notified. All right, a new board or just individual. I think it's just the individual. I don't know if they have the power to appoint or who they have to appoint, but the new guy is Justin somebody. He's a career civil servant. He's done numerous different tasks, and by all accounts, seems like he was tapped with the golden wand, and he's capable. I don't really know anything else about New Jersey. So, okay. Any other questions? I know, kind of went through it fast. It's kind of hard to see on screenshots. Just know that a change is coming. It's an enhancement. It's going to look good. It's going to help students navigate it better. It's going to help you be able to answer questions quicker, faster. And the big part of it is mobile. So be excited about that. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can go to salesops@dearborn.com, or you can reach out to your salesperson if you know it. And if you really want to, you can reach out to me too, and just email me and see what I can do for you. All right. Last question: how will existing students know about the changes? They will show up on August 8th, and it will be changed. That'll be up to you, Diana, to let them know if you want to let them know. I would say, hey, I would probably send out a notice. I think we're going to give you some assets that will help you with that message. And you should be able to connect with them very quickly. It's pretty intuitive, the changes. It shouldn't be a ginormous change for them, but you probably don't want them completely surprised. Very good. All right, Oliver, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We will talk to you soon.